Well, as the IDF continues the fight against Hamas with the support of the United States, joining us to discuss the security challenges on all fronts is Colonel Amit Assa, former member of the Israeli Security Agency. Colonel Assa, thank you for joining us. Just to start, how much of a difference does this new weapons package that was just released by the United States into Israel, how much of a difference is that going to make in the fight against Hamas in Gaza?
First, good afternoon to everybody. When we are watching the aid that we are getting from the United States, it's not something that we can point this time or another. It's a continuum of aid that comes into the IDF, and not just for the business that we have now in Gaza. It's a lot more, because we have a few other places that we have to be prepared for. First, of course, is Hezbollah, and we have to be prepared for any kind of escalation there. We need to understand that in Syria, there is escalation also. So the aid that we are getting from the United States is not just for Gaza. It's not affected Gaza, not for now.
Now, in Gaza, I mean, we do see some sort of hostage talks that have been going on in recent days. What is the goal? I mean, we're seeking a deal which Hamas already rejected. Just last night we heard about this, but we're also talking about taking over large parts of Gaza, at least in the current phase. What's the long-term plan when it comes to dealing with the situation in Gaza?
I think what IDF is doing is some kind of a plan that was planned from before and now activated. The plan is to get all the area of Gaza in control of IDF and not getting out, as we did in the past few months. Now we have another commander for a new commander for IDF, and he puts the plans, as I'm saying. We are going to keep all the we're going to keep all the areas of Gaza that we will occupied, and it will be occupation, meaning IDF will be there and control the area until the next day when Hamas will not be there, and other will be controlling all these areas of civilian, and we will get into other plans of Trump to get people out of Gaza, of course. Whoever will want and will have the will to get out of Gaza, because Gaza is not a place to live anymore. We have to understand that if we are watching of what we are doing with the Hamas have to understand that there is a change. There is a very big change from our fighting before than what we are doing now. We will control all the areas of Hamas members, and we will defeat Hamas members piece by piece, all the pieces of areas, land of Gaza. And this will be the plan for them. They have to understand that they have to surrender as much as fast as they can, because otherwise they will find themselves just killing.
Now, you mentioned Hezbollah. Moving on to Lebanon, there are reports that the Islamic Republic has resumed smuggling weapons to Hezbollah, and we've seen continued targeted strikes on Hezbollah sites over recent weeks, while the Lebanese government struggles to implement disarming Hezbollah as per multiple UN resolutions. How does this end in Lebanon, or does it?
First, we have two parts of this question answer. First, it's inside Lebanon. We understand now that the government is not enough putting the force on Hezbollah, and Hezbollah is raising their head. Of course, they have the aid financially and also other means from Iran. And this is the second answer that I have to this question, because Iran at the end is the base for all the problem that we have with Shia in Lebanon. So when we are solving now the problem with Iran, and I hope Trump will get the agreement or any other way to put the Ayatollah regime down, he will have to consider also part of the agreement that includes the Hezbollah in Lebanon. So it's part of it. And so we have to understand that it's also a matter of Lebanon, but we need to solve it basically with the Iranian.
All right. Well, we are unfortunately out of time, but Colonel Amit Assa, thank you so much for joining us today and shedding some light on the situation.
Thank you and good afternoon.